Welcome to This Explainer. I'm your host, and today we're stepping right into the shoes of Hardshell to give you a complete behind-the-scenes look. If you're a B2B procurement manager, an enterprise leader, or a wholesaler hunting for top-tier espresso machines, well, you are in the exact right place. We're going to walk you through exactly what happens when you partner with us to build your custom espresso machine, literally from that very first inquiry all the way to final shipment. Let's dive in.
I asked for A, but the last factory gave me B. Ouch. If you've been in the B2B purchasing game for a while, you've probably lived this absolute nightmare scenario. A total breakdown in communication, right? But today, we're going to show you exactly how our standardized OEM process at Hardshell eliminates this risk entirely. No more crossing your fingers and hoping for the best.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be moving through 6 crucial steps: rejecting the wrong goods, locking in needs and design, the sample and confirm loop, speedy production and molding, our 5 strict QC gates, and finally, transparent inspection and delivery. All right, Section 1, reject wrong goods. This is where we prevent costly mistakes before a single line is even drawn. You know, guessing at what a coffee machine should be is basically a fast track to a 5- or 6-figure retooling fee. Literally. Skipping those foundational details leads to disastrous mold recuts. That's exactly why at Hardshell we simply refuse to guess what your brand needs. The good enough mindset? Yeah, that just doesn't fly once a mold is already cut. So how do we fix this? We insist on locking down 4 absolutely critical metrics with you, in writing: target market, brand positioning, target FOB price, and benchmark competitors. Whether you're targeting European retail or Amazon in North America, nailing these down ensures we're building a real strategic asset for your business, not just slapping together a random product. Moving right along to Section 2, lock needs and design. Once the brief is locked in, we move seamlessly into bringing your precise vision into the physical world.
When it comes to customization, we offer comprehensive options across 4 main categories. We're talking meticulously tailoring everything, from getting an absolute, exact Pantone color match for the exterior, to the specific logo application like silkscreen or laser, right down to the brew head size, milk frother, and your exclusive packaging. Everything is completely dialed in for your brand.
Okay, Section 3 is our sample and confirm loop. Let's dive into how we handle the actual physical sampling, a phase where timelines really depend heavily on your specific structural requirements. Notice the stark contrast here. If we're just talking cosmetic and firmware changes using existing molds, that takes just about a week. Super fast, right? But if you need structural changes, say upgrading from a 51mm to a 58mm brew head, that requires completely new mold development, which takes closer to a month. We want you to have total control and predictability over your timeline from day one. One thing we pride ourselves on is our mandatory 2-round sign-off process, especially for color and layout. Why? Because under factory lighting, plastic colors can shift slightly. Catching a tiny color deviation on a single sample is vastly, and I mean vastly cheaper than catching it on a finished shipping container. It just makes financial sense. Section 4, speedy production and mold. With the sample officially signed off in the writing, we unleash Hardshell's full manufacturing power. 45 days. That is our fixed, standard mass production cycle the minute your sample is confirmed. For qualifying orders, we even have expedited options. But this number right here, this gives you absolute schedule predictability so your marketing and launch plans go off without a hitch.
Backing up that 45-day cycle is some serious manufacturing muscle. With 7 dedicated production lines, we can easily flex our capacity to pump out up to 70,000 units a month during peak season. And get this, if your product suddenly goes viral, we can actually absorb a 50% volume surge mid-production, all within 40 days.
This brings us to Section 5, 5 strict QC gates. This right here is the cornerstone of our reputation and the ultimate shield for your brand equity. We operate on a strict zero-defect philosophy. From the supplier quality engineering, or SQE, right on the supplier's floor all the way to final quality control before assembly, we track every single component through 5 rigorous gates. If something doesn't pass, it gets rejected or sent back. No subpar parts ever make it to the next stage. Period.
To show you just how serious we are, every single assembled machine goes through a brutal 6,000 cup cycle short-term life test before mass production is cleared. We're talking high-pressure, real-world simulations of long-term consumer use.
Let me give you a real-world example of why this matters so much.
In one project, this exact life test exposed early fatigue in a steam valve gasket. The crazy part? It had passed every single visual inspection because the defect was literally invisible to the naked eye. We immediately halted the batch and fixed the tolerances. Yes, it cost us a week, but it saved the client from a massive wave of Amazon returns.
Intercepting those hidden flaws internally is exactly why our shipment pass rate sits proudly at an industry-leading 99%. We would much rather catch an issue on our factory floor than ever let your customer face a bad unboxing experience.
And finally, Section 6, Transparent Inspection and Delivery. Time to get those flawless custom espresso machines securely onto a ship.
Looking at this macro timeline, you can really see how our highly structured process reliably transforms your initial concept into a finished, shipment-ready container. Every step has a clear confirmation node. That means absolutely no nasty surprises along the way.
Even if you can't physically fly out to Foshan for a factory visit, we provide total transparency. We issue independent QC reports and offer video factory tours so you can manage your downstream logistics, customs, and Amazon prep with 100% confidence. So, if you're an executive ready to build a truly strategic product line, our team is standing by to lock in your requirements today. You can reach out directly to Anson on WhatsApp at +86 19523 898950 to quote your specs. Let's put an end to those supply chain headaches for good.
I'll leave you with this final thought to really chew on regarding your current supply chain. Is your next bestseller going to be built on guesswork, or are you ready for the precision and standard of Hardshell? Thanks so much for joining this explainer, and we absolutely can't wait to help you build your next hit espresso machine.